Hi darlings, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing really well and thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 fragrances for spring. Once every season comes, I like to go through my wardrobe, I like to go through my makeup, everything, and just sort of bring out those things that I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of. So I was doing that with my fragrances and I thought, why not shoot a video and share with you guys my top 10 fragrances for spring. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm not going to do this in any order like favorites or anything. It's just like these are the 10 fragrances that I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this spring. So starting off, I'm going to start off with one of my favorite fragrances this season, and it is this one by Carolina Herrera. It's Carolina Herrera Very Good Girl. This is a flanker of the Good Girl series. Like, I think they have 5 or 6 flankers out now, but this is my favorite one of the bunch. I absolutely adore this fragrance. This smells really sophisticated, very chic and sexy, but at the same time it has a playful note in there. I find that I can wear this fragrance to so many different occasions. I can wear this for a date. I can even wear this to the office, I think, because it's not an offensive fragrance. So my next fragrance is probably the fragrance that I definitely will call my springtime fragrance, because anytime I think about spring, this is the fragrance that comes to mind first. This is the Gucci Bloom Ambrosia the Fiori. I hope I'm saying it correctly or pronouncing it correctly. I mean, I'm not over the moon about the bottle, but I love the juice inside. So yeah, whatever. So this fragrance is straight up floral. Like, there's nothing else in there. It's just a floral fragrance. So if you do not like floral fragrances, please stay away. You're not gonna like this one. But if you adore floral fragrances, if you love your jasmines, your tuberose, your rose, then you will love this one. So for a fragrance that doesn't have vanilla, it's actually a very sweet fragrance. I feel like there's a sweet rose in there. There's also a lot of tuberose. I don't mind. I love tuberose. I love the note tuberose in fragrances, so I don't mind it at all. But if you don't like tuberose, then stay away from this. This fragrance actually reminds me of a floral garden. That's what I think of every time I smell this. Like, it's like I'm catapulted into a rose garden, just like a beautiful garden with fresh flowers in there. I will say the sillage on this is great for the first 1 hour. It's like boom, and then it kind of like tapers down and gives you like a nice scent bubble. The lasting power is okay. It lasts about 6-7 hours on me, so I'm pretty happy with it. I still have a lot in here, so that says a lot. I don't spray a lot of it. I feel like it's one of those fragrances that you can choke on if you spray too much. So two, 3 sprays at the most, and you're good to go for the whole day. So next up is another fragrance that I really enjoy during spring and summer. This one is by Dolce & Gabbana and it's called Dolce Garden. I don't know why it's called Dolce Garden, to be honest, because it's not a very florally fragrance in my opinion. I feel like it's more of a fruity fragrance. So when I smell it, I think there's a hint of orange in the initial notes, but there's a strong note of coconut. So if you love coconuts, this is the fragrance for you. Anytime I spray this fragrance, I'm like whisked away to like an island. You know, it just reminds me of like pina coladas and cocktails, and I can envision wearing like a nice floral dress and just like being on an island or somewhere. That's what I think every time I spray this fragrance. I absolutely love the coconut notes in there, and it does have almond milk in the dry down as well, which I absolutely love. So moving on, my next fragrance is one of my favorite fragrance all time, like one of my favorite designer fragrances for all time. I absolutely love this fragrance. This is Valentino, born in Roma. This is how the bottle looks, and guys, like, this is amazing. This fragrance, it smells so good. Oh, darlings. So this is a fragrance that I wear in the evenings. I always call this fragrance like my clubbing fragrance. Every time I'm going clubbing, I'm going for cocktails, I'm going out in the evenings, this is usually the fragrance that I would pick. Now, one thing that I will say about this fragrance is like the longevity is amazeballs. This lasts over 8 hours on me, and I get loads of compliments. Like, people will walk up to you, like guys will walk up to you and ask you, what are you wearing? They didn't use a normal vanilla in the dry down for this one. They used a bourbon vanilla, and that bourbon kick is so sexy that it just took this fragrance. So next up is another classic fragrance, and it's also a fragrance that I feel like is in my collection all year long. I never don't have this out, whether it's spring, summer, autumn, winter. I always have this fragrance on standby because I just feel like it's a beautiful fragrance and it's something that I know I always will reach for. This is Mon Guerlain by Guerlain. This is the original one. One thing about me is if I enjoy the original, I'm not going to go get the flankers. I do know that there's an intense version of this, but the original is as intense as I want it to be. So I haven't tried the intense version. Let me know in the comment section if you have tried that one and if you feel I should go try it. But I am in love with the original one, and this is how the bottle looks. It comes in like a very like timeless classic bottle. Will look really pretty on your dresser. So this fragrance, one of the reasons why I got it was I heard Jeremy Fragrance describe this as the perfect wifey scent, and I kind of agree with him. Like, this is how you want to smell as wifey. It's like the right amount of sexiness, the right amount of femininity. There's a hint of mysteriousness in there. There's a hint of sexiness, but everything is just really nicely blended that nothing is out of place and nothing is over the top. My next fragrance is from Burberry, and this is called Burberry Her. A lot of people say that this is a dupe for Baccarat Rouge. Again, I do not own Baccarat Rouge, okay? I have not gotten to the point where I feel like I need to spend hundreds of dollars on a fragrance. Maybe I will get there someday. But for now, I'm quite happy to invest in designer fragrances. So this fragrance, people say that this is a dupe for Baccarat Rouge. I don't know, but you know, if you have Baccarat Rouge, let us know down in the comment section. But this is a very fruity fragrance. So I'm going to read the notes. It has strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, sour cherry, blackcurrant, mandarin orange, and lemon in the top notes. So that's a fruit bomb right there. And then in the middle notes, you have violet and jasmine. And then the base notes are musk, vanilla, cashmere, oak moss, woody notes, amber, and patchouli. So there's a lot going in there. The one thing that I can say for this is that it has a very like fresh fruity smell. So I feel like this is great for summer. Definitely those hotter spring days as we start to, you know, go in late spring into summer. I definitely feel like I will use this fragrance because it has that fresh fruity smell to it. Next up is another favorite of mine, and this one is called Twilly the Hermes. I think it's by the brand Hermes. This one is the original Twilly. I do know that they have Twilly au poivre, I think, but this one is the original one. Oh, darlings, this smells so good. I feel this smells sophisticated, elegant, chic, and it has that spiciness in there that I feel makes this one unique. This is a fragrance that no one will smell like you with this one. That's what I love about this. It's not a basic fragrance, because I feel like nowadays we kind of are getting a lot of those generic vanilla type fragrances, and this one isn't that. That's why I love this fragrance. Plus it has good longevity on it as well. It's not an overpowering fragrance, but it's a fragrance that lasts a long time. People will smell it on you and it will give you like such a beautiful scent bubble. I want to smell this fragrance every day, all day long, all the time. I want to smell this fragrance. It is a beautiful fragrance, and I just heard that it's been discontinued, and I am like, what? Like, why do they always discontinue the good ones, right? Like, you can have horrible fragrances and they'll keep on making those, and then all of a sudden, like the masterpieces, they will discontinue it. And I'm like, why? Anyway, so this is Fiori by Giorgio Armani. It's a flanker of the original Armani C. I feel like it keeps a little bit of the original DNA of Giorgio Armani C. However, this one is a lot more creamy. Like when I smell this fragrance, it's a very creamy, very warm with citrus notes in the opening, but it has like that creaminess, that warmness in the dry down. And I just find that this is such a, it's such an elegant, a beautiful, sweet, a creamy fragrance. I feel like this is a fragrance that can work for like anyone. Like it's a fragrance that anyone can wear and everyone would love. This fragrance is one that I love for the bottle as much as I love for the fragrance. And this one is by Oscar de la Renta. This is Oscar de la Renta Bella Rosa. So that is the bottle. Oh my God, it has this beautiful, gorgeous bottle. I don't know if you can see like the sort of 3D rose petals going on around the bottle. I feel like that was such a cool idea. So I really do like the bottle of this one. But the juice inside is amazing. So this fragrance is for all my rose lovers out there. If you love a good rose fragrance, you will love this one. I am not a huge fan of rose fragrances, I have to say. Like, they're not my first pick. But I do love how they did the rose in this one. I feel like the rose in here is a little bit juicy, a little bit warm. It smells kind of like a wet rose. I don't know how else to explain it, but there is a hint of spiciness in there. You definitely get the pink pepper in the first note. This one does remind me, let me pull this fragrance. It does, like, slightly. They do smell slightly alike, only because I feel like they both have that rose note in there. So there's kind of a hint of similarity. However, I think I prefer this one, but this one is still a really good rose fragrance. So if you want to, if you want to save some coins, I feel like this one, you can get this cheaper than you can get this one. This fragrance is also a fragrance that I only pick up during the springtime because it's so florally. I feel this is just like a floral bomb. So if you don't like floral fragrances, you are not going to like this fragrance. This is by Elie Saab, and this is the original. This is Elie Saab Le Parfum. There are a lot of flankers of this, but this is the original one. This is how the bottle looks. It's such a gorgeous bottle. It feels like really timeless. This is how the bottle looks. It has like that timeless look to it. So this is just like a floral, straight up floral fragrance, but I feel like this fragrance does have a mature note to it. So I feel like it's only going to be appreciated by probably, like, I would say from like 30s and above, to be honest. I don't envision like a really young girl putting this one on, but I feel like it has such a timeless, elegant smell that I felt like I had to include it in this list. This is not a fragrance that I reach for all the time, but it's a fragrance that I reach for when I'm trying to evoke a certain type of look. Like if I have like an all white dress and I have like white sandals and I have like a cute bag and stuff like that, and I look really feminine, and then I will pick something like this up. So I really enjoy this fragrance. However, again, like I said, like this is like straight up florals. You have to love jasmine, you have to love like honeysuckle, you have to love, there's a hint of patchouli in there as well. So I think there's orange blossom in there as well. So it has a lot of like floral notes. So those are my top 10 fragrances for spring 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's any fragrance that you feel that I left out, do let me know. Leave me a comment down in the comment section as well. I really love to hear from you guys. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.